Welcome back to Grillman's Garage. What do we have today? We have the brand new from Fimi Technologies in China, aka Fimi. We have the Fimi Mini 3 SE. It is the fifth rendition of their mini drones, okay? And here they all are. Let's go down memory lane just for a second, okay? The first one, the Fimi X8 Mini, the version 1. Had a bad crash, had over 150 flights on it, and then suddenly a motor blew and that was the end of that one. But excellent. Has a 1/2.6 camera, pretty good for its time, and if it was still flying, I'd still be with it. Okay. Then there came the X8 Mini version 2 with a 1/2.5 stacked sensor. And this is the first time we've ever heard of a stacked sensor. This was this one. This is on the skis for two reasons. One, because we had a little accident, a broken arm. I super glued it back together. And since it's been super glued, it's had maybe 30 or 40 flights. Pretty good. So that's the second one, okay? The next came because on the packaging, it's always, even at the very beginning, had an orange coloring for the drone. But they never made it. They never made it for the one. And up until the very, very end of production, they didn't make it for the version 2, but they did. I have the version 2 orange one, okay? Again, 1/2.5 stacked sensor, okay? Very good camera, very good camera. Then, what they did, they came out with a version 3, which just came out a little while ago. It's the Fimi Mini 3. With a 1/2 inch sensor. And what they did was they changed the configuration at the bottom. They did away with a Wi-Fi connector so you could use it just with your phone. But the 1/2 inch stacked sensor, really good, really good. 60 frames per second, night mode, you name it, it's got it. Beautiful. Only thing with all Fimis, even with their X8 SE models, is they lack the ability of a solid, and I mean solid, hover. The best of all of them so far is the X8 Tele. Okay, these, they're getting better, and the 3 is better. Now comes the Mini 3 SE, whether it's Standard Edition, Select Edition, Special Edition, you put in your own words, whatever it is, this is what it is, okay? It looks identical on the underneath to the version 3. The difference is the lens and the camera. It's a 1/2.5 stacked sensor, but it's not a 3-axis gimbal. It's a 2-axis gimbal with a 2-axis mechanical gimbal, and the 3rd axis is EIS, electronic image stabilization. Okay, that's this one. A lot of people do unboxings. I'm not going to do it. This is everything you get in the box. Okay, so you undo the box, what do you get? You get the drone, you get the controller, you get instruction manuals, which actually, I've got a caveat to put out to Fimi because of this. If you download their instruction manual, even look at this one, okay? It is by far, completely by far, the best rendition of a user manual I've ever seen from Fimi in all the years I've ever known. And it's better than the DJI ones. It's got color, it's got illustrations. It's really, really good. A few little minor mistakes in there, yeah, but compared to what it used to be, absolutely phenomenal. And it's completely different than any of the other manuals. Completely different. Very detailed. Okay? It must be cold out here. It went down to about 7 degrees, 6 degrees last night. Really cold. Anyway, what do you get in the box? You get the controller. It's the exact same controller as all these drones. Okay? On the outside. The inside, the protocols changed. They went from Rocklink to SO Link. Okay, there you go. And is it any better than Rocklink? That's the debate. It's better on the X8 Pro but I don't think it's better on the telly, and I don't think it's better on these, but it's not bad. Anyway, what do you get in the box? Back to this again. You get the charging cable, USB-C for the batteries. The battery you get with it is what we used to call a pro battery. Okay, it's a LiPo battery, so be careful. Okay? It does get warm. Okay, that's a LiPo battery, and it brings this whole thing, and I put a picture up here of the weights. It brings it down to loaded up, ready to go, SD card without the gimbal cover on it, protector. That's another thing. It's not a gimbal cover, it's a protector. It's a bar that goes across. Very finicky to get on and off. With practice, it gets easier and easier and easier, okay? But it's not a cover like we're used to, okay? The weight is about just over 242 grams. So it's a sub 250 drone. So you can take that for what it's worth and look at in Canada, the Transport Canada website for what you can do with a sub 250 gram drone. And beware, 2 words, must and should. Completely different meanings. Okay? Recommended guidelines. There you go. They give you 2 connectors, OTG connectors for this, to connect this to your phone, to your tablet, which we're going to get into later. Okay? If you want to use a tablet, like this one, okay, you need an extended cable. You can get them on AliExpress, but you have to get them specific for a Fimi Mini. Okay? Because this part of the USB-C internally is different than any other. It's proprietary. So you have to use their cables. If you want to use an extender from this, you can. Excuse me, all you do is put an adapter on here and you can put an extender wherever you want. Or like I did, you can just go and buy the 30 centimeter long one. You get a screwdriver. Great for taking the props off. And you get 1 set of props, 4 in total, okay? That's it. There are some other differences here too. I did write them all down here. Its closest relative would be the version 2, because they both have a 1/2.5 stacked sensor, okay? It doesn't have night vision or night mode, which the 3 does, okay? Neither does this, okay? The version 2's maxed out at 4K 30 frames per second. They all have 8 megapixel camera for photos and 12 megapixel camera for photos, except for the version 3, which have a 48 megapixel camera for photographs. But as far as frame rates go, the version 2 and the new SE share the same parameters, except the version 3 SE does not have any 720p. No 720p. The other ones do. And the version 2s max out at 4K 30, but their 2K, 2.7K, and 1080p maxes out at 50. Okay, 50 frames per second. Whereas on the version 3 SE, you can get 2.7K and 1080p at 60 frames per second. That's the differences. Other differences that I found was when you look at the firmware page for it, to have a look, and I'll put some pictures up here of the version 2 and the version 3 SE, there's no number there for a flight controller relay. So what they did with it, I don't know. Maybe it's all one board does everything, I don't know. But there's no flight controller relay specifically mentioned in the firmware numbers. Okay, there you go. Anything else I've got there? They all have the zoom function, okay? They all have SAR, they all have tracking, you know, the smart track thing, and they work pretty well, and you can do your orbits, and they have Quickshots and all this kind of stuff. What else was it? Oh, another big thing was the version 3 SE, it maxes out at a speed of 14 meters per second, whereas everything else is 16 meters per second. So they changed that. I don't know, safety reasons? Don't know. But if you go into the speed parameters, that's it. Okay. So that, and I went through them all this morning. I fired them all up and I got them all updated. There was no more updates for them. And the latest update for this, and I'll put it up on the screen, is, and I guess it did update when I first started it up, but the camera is 1001E and the firmware flight controller is 1000. Z is in zebra, whichever way you say it, 5. An odd number, okay? And so yeah, there you go. And that's about it. And also, one other big one, the version 2s, the image, oh, and the version 3s, all of them. The image transmission from wherever to your phone can be controlled by software or hardware on all of them, okay? The recommendation is keep it on software unless you see some really, really bad glitching, and then try hardware, but you need a really good phone or device for that, okay? Next to that is Wi-Fi signal, okay, signal frequency transmission. The version 2s operate, and the version 1 operate on 2.4 gigahertz, okay? Gigahertz, megahertz, I'll say gigahertz. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? The version 3 and the 3SE, you can switch between 2.4 and 5.8. 2.4, if you're in the FPV world and that you know, is for longer distances, clear line of sight. You're going to get a, you know, and there's nobody else around. You're going to get a clear shot, okay? 5.8 is for if you have some obstructions that you know about. So around here, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to keep it on software decoding and 5.8 gigahertz. I just want to get some penetration. I'm not going to get far anyway. They all say roughly 9-kilometer range. Not on your life. Never will you ever get that. No. I did take the version 3 out to a, was it the version 3 or the Telly? I took one of them out. I think I took the version 3 out. Yeah, the version 3. I took that out to a cemetery that overlooked a valley, and I had a clear shot right across fields that I could see right all the way across. It got out 3 kilometers. Amazed me. You're never going to get 9 kilometers or 8 or 6 or 5, or not around here, not in North America anyway. So they all have that. So even at 5.8, I should be able to get a couple of kilometers, maybe, but rarely would I even try that. So out here, I fly over the lakes, I fly over the forest. If I lose it, it's going to get drowned or it's going to get hung up on a 100-foot tree. There you go. So that's the quickie overview of all this. And at the end here, I'm going to just shoot in a few little bits of a video that I did and see what you think about it with some pictures and go from there. And then the next one, I'm going to get into the actual, maybe some flights and look a little bit closer at the imagery and the photography and stuff like that. But till then, this was it. A lot of information. Go back, go over it again. There is a lot of information here, okay? And yeah, but so far, when you look at the video that I'm going to show you here, I was impressed. I thought having an EIS camera, like downgrading, would be horrible. It's not. It's not as good as the 1/2-inch stacked, no, but it's not noticeably worse. It's better than the 2.6, okay? So it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's kind of stable. The big thing for me is, okay, you're paying, what was it, $349, $299, $349 when they came out, you know, around the $350 mark. That's what they wanted, and then it went to $299, etc., etc. This one, $199, $100 cheaper. There's nothing on the market at $199 that could hold a stick to this thing. Nothing, okay? Not a thing. I dare anyone. You can't even compare this to a Seafly Faith. Come on, I had one. My goodness, it was absolutely horrible. You can't compare this to a Potensic. You really can't, okay? If Potensic comes out with a new one, ooh, that's going to be interesting. But it's twice as much money, okay? So this is $199. You get the Pro battery. You can buy these batteries for $35. That's pretty good, okay? And luckily now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 or 9 batteries. So I'm good to go. Okay, there we go. So yeah, $199. I dare anyone to say there's something better out there, and those that are selling the 185, 175, 195 budget drones that weigh like 500 grams and stuff like that, why bother? This one, even if it's up there and it says strong wind warning, you can look at it, you can tell it can handle it. You're not going to go out in 60 kilometer an hour winds, but I mean, so for a travel drone, for a thing, it's not a professional drone by any means. It's a really good, so far, okay? I have been known to change my mind, but anyway, there we go. That's it. Anyway, hit the like, ring the bell, whatever you want to do. It's such a nice day. I'm really excited about this. It's really, really, really good, okay? Take care. Before I forget, one thing I wanted to mention. I've got the version 2, the original one, on these skis. Well, funny thing is, these skis, okay, fit the SE. We just open this up. Remember to open the front ones first. Open it up, and they fit perfectly. Okay, there we go. So if you want to get it raised off the ground, one thing is then, technically it's over 250 grams. Okay, but they fit, and that's from this one, from the version 1. So for this one, this one, this one, and they will fit this one too. Okay, just want to throw that in there. Okay, we're here with a Fimi Mini 3 SE, and we've just gone through the preliminary unboxing and all the differences fundamentally and all this kind of stuff from the history all the way through to now. Now we're just going to go up and do some flying around and see what we do. We're going to do 4K, 30 frames per second, just for the fun of it. H.264 so I can actually use it, and we're going to go from there. We're going to try and get a close-up of the takeoff, and maybe some hovering and stuff like that as well. But predominantly this is just to get some flight experience in and some photo or maybe some video or photos or whatever. Here we go, get it in there. What do we got? We got that, we got that. We want to switch over to the video. We're ready to go. 2.7. We're going to go to 4K at 30. We got lots of room on the video card. Yep, it's a brand new Kingston Canvas Plus, I guess it is. I got it from DJI, so there we go. So let's get this other camera going just to be sure here, and we're gonna have a look at the takeoff. There we go. Not too much of a close-up, but there you go. You get the idea. We're gonna come back. The picture looks really good. So what do we got? We got everything going. I'm just gonna check this H.264. What's the return to home situation? Return to home. Gotta always check that. Always check that. Okay, let's get it up and see what happens. And there we go. That was quick and easy, wasn't it? It's up there at the 2 meters, 2.4. Sometimes it's 2.1, sometimes 2.4. Ooh, 2.6. Well, that's, there we go. What I didn't notice was, it's going around a little bit now. What I didn't notice was, what about that above ground thing? So many meters above the ground. Let's go back a bit. Okay. It doesn't have that above the ground thing. That's another thing. Okay. Let's just get up and over. And we're going to go back a bit so we can get some pictures. Well, where's the sunlight? There's the sunlight right there. Okay, let's see if we can get this in here. Here we go. There it is. It's not bad. There we go. Okay. Won't need you. Let's get this up and going. Start that video. Oh no, don't start that video. Because I'm going to do some... Oh yeah, because I'm going to do some cutting anyway, so it doesn't matter. Start the video. There we go. Forward and up. Up we go. We're going to go up to about 45. Oh, here we go. Bring that camera down a bit. There we go. Now, where is the sun? Let's look at the sun. The sun is over that way a little bit. So when we go around, we know which way we don't want to go. Let's go over that way. Have a look at those leaves over there. Okay. We're just going to go over maybe at 4 meters per second. Like this. Because the autumn leaves are ready, and this is where they start to change. And I'll tell you, it was cold this morning. It was really cold compared to what it has been. Like, I mean, it was like 6 or 7 degrees Celsius, and that's chilly for this time of year. Chilly. I'll say that the transmission back to this AutoCube tablet is really good. Really good. There they are. Look at those leaves. They're just changing like crazy. The horizon's pretty good. That's the level of the land, so that's good for there. Okay. We'll see, we're at about 200 meters or so. Yeah, I'm directly looking at trees, so a little speck in the sky there. So we're still good. As long as we fly this way, we can see it for quite a distance. There it is. Look at those, eh? If we turn around a little bit, this way. If I turn the other way, I'm going to head into the sun. I don't want to do that. This is a very, very shallow lake, and we're at 0 on the EV value. So we can't change the EV until you stop. So let's go back here and head back to our other favorite spot, which is the Lake District over there. So it's coming back. There we go. That's the Lake District right over there. So it's coming back. We'll just see how this long video goes. And the flight as well. We're down to 47%. So that's pretty good. There it comes. The orange dot in the sky. You can see it pretty clear. Actually, it almost looked white because the sun is coming on its left side. Oh. Goodbye those seagulls, please. Nothing to see here. We just went through a flock of seagulls. So a few seagulls. There we go. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, now the sun's behind it. It's like an orange marble in the sky. Just keeps on going. We're about 120 meters out. There we go. There's another little pond right there. Usually we just get to about the other side of it, so I'll have to see where we're going from there. There it goes. There it goes. Even though the signal seems to be a little bit weak, you still have control going out. I usually only get about 400 meters out here with the Fimis, because of all the trees and stuff. The amount of leaves on these trees now is ridiculous. So there's 400, 500 meters. That's far enough. So let's do a return to home and see where that comes. That little button, say okie dokie, return to home. And we can cancel at any time by hitting the button on the controller, and we're going to see what happens because I have no idea. I don't have precision landing turned on because I don't like precision landing. It doesn't mean anything. To me, it's just another piece of processing power that you don't need to use. And I love that H thing. I thought this had that above ground. I know the SEs do, 5 meters above ground, it gives you a warning. I believe the Mini 3 does, but this one doesn't seem to do that. Oh, I like that. But I like the yellow H in the screen. And you can activate that and deactivate it as well, but I really like it because we know for a fact that the attitude ball, it says it's flying away from you. There it is. Always coming up. I'm going to stand right underneath where it took off. And I'd say right now it's off by come on over, buddy. No, I don't have a contrasting landing pad either. So it's coming down. No, no, no. It would have hit just a leaf on the overcast. Yeah. Compass interference because I'm directly underneath it. Here it comes. Here it comes. Turn to me. And down we go. Here we come. Boom. Seems to be more of a breeze at ground level. There we go. Yeah. So if I come and do this, boom, watch this. Here we go. There we go. It zoomed in. Did it zoom in the video? We'll find out. Nice little feature. I like that. Hit the zoom again and come back out. There we go. Let's stop that video and, well, no, because it's got another neat little feature. Watch when I grab it underneath. Okay, here we go. It turns everything off. It's amazing. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Where are we here? Over here. Okay, yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, take care, get out, get some fresh air, okay? Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, do your thing, and I'm going to get some lunch. Okay, bye now.